St. Louis isn't known as a music hub, at least not in a sense that Nashville and LA are. But still, through the decades, the scene here has incubated and launched an impressive amount of talent into the limelight. Eventually, when good food and good music is in the same mixing bowl, their paths are going to cross. But what happens when creative juices of the musical world crosses into the kitchens of your local restaurant? I don't know for sure, but I always wanted to find out. As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook.
La comida es amor.
Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world, right here in St. Louis. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart.
It's exciting.
And I think it's the best.
To prove that food is love. And it's gonna be delicious. Food is love. Love your food. To live the life of a chef, one must have stamina. Early mornings and late nights, daily logistical challenges, labor shortages, and just general uncertainties are par for the course in the restaurant business. Having the energy to get up and do it again each morning is certainly not for the weak. Throughout the 90s, an alt-rock, punk, ska, reggae band known as The Urge rose to stardom in St. Louis. Their unique combination of brass instrument line, metal and punk influences made The Urge an anomaly in the music industry at the time, and that earned them fans across multiple genres. But ask any Urge fan, and they'll tell you that it's the high energy the band brings to the stage that makes the show so good. Today I'm on my way to have lunch with Steve Ewing, lead singer of The Urge and owner of Steve's Hot Dogs, where his stamina and creativity from the stage has crossed over to some delicious dogs.
The Urge is a mix of a bunch of different styles. So, especially like in the 90s where the ska music scene was really jumping up. People would call us a ska band because we had horns and we were totally into ska music. But we're a mix of a ton of stuff. I mean, ska, reggae, punk rock is a big influence on us, metal.
Yeah.
So imagine if you took all those genres and put them together. That was The Urge. And so it was quite unique.
So it's like a stew of a lot of different ingredients. A big music star to a hot dog place. How did that all happen?
I wanted to get in the food game at some point in my life, but we were touring a lot as The Urge. We toured for years and years and years. One of my favorite things to do is to eat street food while we were out on the road. Was very interested in it. So when I got off the road for a little while, moved back to St. Louis, I thought a good way to get into the food industry would be like, let me just start a hot dog cart. Let me just see how I do, learn a little bit. And it was almost like a second job because I was also playing a lot at that point. I was playing here locally, probably a couple hundred shows a year. So I got in the game with hot dogs, started doing lunch, and figured I really like this. I could do this during the day, and I could still do music at nighttime. So what started off as a hot dog cart then turned into a brick and mortar. So we got our place, our first place over in a neighborhood called The Hill, like 11 years ago.
Okay.
And then from there, just kind of.
How come you chose the hot dog? Is that do you have a love for hot dogs? Or?
I love them. It was one of my go-tos while we were out. So I tried to stay healthy while we were on the road.
Yeah.
But I could,
eating hot dogs?
No, I could never pass up a hot dog though at night.
Okay.
Or a guy with a cart at night after a show. If we were, in Chicago or New Orleans or any of those towns, where that's popular.
Yeah.
I could never pass it up. And of course, there'd be a line of people to get that late night food. So there was like, man, I can do that. I can totally do that.
I think it's cool how eating in different cities on the road turned a light on in Steve's head about the food scene back home. Have you ever been to Denmark?
I have been to Denmark.
We have these little street cars with hot dogs.
I don't remember
red
that.
hot dogs. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I just remembered talking to you right now.
Yeah.
It's like a night snack. And
Yep.
so all the chefs, they when we're done at the shift in the restaurants, we go out and we
where you
meet
go.
at the hot dog stand. We're creating
That's
these
awesome.
incredible meals during the night.
Yep.
And then what we crave after work is a beer and a hot dog.
Yep.
If you had to recommend any of your hot dogs, which one is the number one seller here?
The number one seller is probably the